Gave all the praise and the glory, I did it. Hard times held on my faith, I did it. Prayed every day, read the word, I did it. Trust in the plan that he made, I did it. Walked through the valley, no fear, I did it. Opened up doors for the spirit, I did it. Stayed on the path that he made, I did it. I ain't trying to brag, just know I did it. Everything fading away in this lifetime, it's a mirage. The devil been creeping up on your emotions and pride, it's a mirage. Do not get bothered by things that's out your control, it's a mirage.
Welcome to Original Minds. We're back again with another one of our Artist Spotlight series, where we shine the spotlight on artists in the process of becoming who they are, because their story matters before the numbers do. Today I have a very special guest, Clearlanes. Mr. Clearlanes, say hello. How are you doing today, sir?
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm grateful to be here.
Yes, sir. We're grateful to have you, and we really appreciate you. And so, sir, we wanted to start with this, and I just want to introduce you. And before you came on, in one word, we asked you why you made music. And that word was?
Purpose.
Purpose. I'd like to get a little more into that word and why you chose that word. Can you just give us a small description on what that word means to you?
Yeah, so purpose with me for music is calling, destiny, reaching the people. I don't just do this just to make music or because it's the new cool thing to do. I want to be a rapper, I want to be a singer, I want to be an artist, whatever the case may be. Like, I do this with true purpose, trying to reach those who are lost or those who aren't lost but, need something to help them get throughout the day. Something that's going to uplift them, inspire them, encourage them. Because, that's what music does. Music is a tool, music is a vessel for us that we feed off of. So, yeah, purpose, man.
And so a lot of people have a hard time finding their purpose. A lot of people, I think, search their entire lives for it. And sometimes people bounce back and forth between two things. I know that you didn't always do rap music, correct? You used to.
Correct.
You played ball in college?
Yes.
Okay. And so maybe let's start with your story there. And so what shifted for you going from a basketball player to a rapper, and what happened in that moment that made you make that switch?
Yeah, so I grew up. I was introduced to basketball by peers, adults. In my culture, that was just a thing to do. You play ball, you play football, basketball, whatever. Sports is just there. It's a great way to, keep you out of trouble, give you a purpose in life, and keep you on the straight and narrow. So I gravitated towards basketball, and I was very serious about basketball. I dedicated a lot of time and efforts into that craft, and it so much so I got to the point where I was able to receive a college scholarship
Wow,
to
that's
play. Yes, man, it's a blessing to play basketball. So, but towards the end of my career, I found God. Now, found God, God found me. I didn't grow up necessarily deep into the faith. I was a believer.
Right.
If you were to ask me, "Oh, what's your faith?" I would say, "Oh, I'm a Christian." But I didn't have a relationship with God. I didn't know who Jesus Christ was. I just thought he was just a supreme being that you pray to, and he's just, governing the world, and that's that. I'm gonna do my thing. So basketball was more me, my own self-will, and what I wanted to become. I wanted to play pro. I wanted to make it to the NBA or overseas. But like I said, towards the end of my career, that desire just began to loose off of me, and a new desire came in, and my whole mindset and perspectives changed on what I wanted to do with my life. And that was around the time too where God had just started speaking to me about music and using this as a way to reach his people. So we've been on that journey ever since.
Was it hard to make that switch from basketball to music?
At the time, it was, but it wasn't, because God, when he came into my life, this was something new for me.
Right.
So I had childlike faith. I just knew that God had a great plan and purpose for my life. Hey, let me put down this basketball because I trust God. It was easy to transition to music because I just had that much faith in God that he was going to take care of me and take me to where I needed to go. Now, I didn't know the journey. I didn't know the trials, the tribulations, the ups, the downs, the dry seasons, the wilderness. I ain't know none of that. I was just, like I said, childlike faith. And I'm saying, God, if this is what you truly have for me and want me to do, I'm going to do it. And go ahead.
No, I think that's really good because it gave you the time to where God came to you and said, "Hey, you'll be okay. You will be okay. I got
Yes.
you. You will be." And that's a great thing. Like I think of, because I've had that moment in my life where God was like, "Hey, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Just you'll be okay."
Yeah.
So I think that's
Absolutely,
really beautiful.
man. Yeah.
Can I ask what he told you, or what do you remember him telling you? Like, if you felt like you were called to music, was there something specifically he was telling that you were going to get through this path? Or
I started receiving a lot of like dreams, and
Mm.
I believe God speaks to us heavily through dreams.
yeah,
Also words of affirmation, confirmation, people coming up to you saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, I saw this, da da da, X, Y, and Z," and not just taking somebody for their word, but you've already been hearing that yourself. That was just the confirmation that God sent you.
yeah,
So things like that. Then also the newfound desire. I mean, if God's
Yeah.
called you to do something, he's going to put that desire in you to want to go out and do it. So all those things, and just my love for music.
Absolutely.
I already loved music anyway. I mean, I was every game, workouts, I'm listening to music. Didn't know I'd be an artist, but I loved music. So like I said, he just put that new passion and desire in me, and I just felt like, man, I'm ready to retire basketball. I'm ready for the new thing that awaits.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're blending two loves.
Mm-hmm.
With your music, do you remember the first song you made? Do you remember the first
Oh,
song you
man.
recorded, and could you maybe walk me through how that was and that experience? I know we
What was
all
the process
start
like?
a little rough. I mean, just being honest, I'm sure, and maybe not. Maybe you started great off the bat, but
Nah, let me think. So how about the first single I
release?
dropped?
Yeah.
Single
Yeah.
I dropped. I think that's probably better. That was called Life Right.
Mm.
okay.
Life Right. And I was still very new to the faith. I wasn't as deep into, the things of God like I am now.
Yeah.
It was very more motivational, inspirational, uplifting, conscious. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I mean, Life Right, because I'd actually have to go back and look at those lyrics, man. I forget. It's been so long, but I mean, Life Right, man. Get your life right.
Yeah.
Right.
Get your life right. Like, God, I need you. Lord, I need you. Like, help me get my life right, because I've been on a path that led to, destruction. I'm lost. This is a big world, and I'm a fish in a big ocean. God, help me, guide me, lead me, show me the way. Help me get my life right.
Was there anybody at the beginning of your journey of making music that you said affirmation where you got people telling you were doing good? Is there anything that anyone said that's memorable to you that kind of was like, oh, I am making the right decision, I am doing this, or I am good at making music? Was there someone that you can remember? Maybe that's
At that time,
yeah, at that time that
I have to go back. So much has happened since then, man. But this is good though, man, because
Yeah.
it does make you kind of reminisce. Like, man, okay, how did this all start?
I know you mentioned you started in college working with a friend just out of his dorm, right?
Well, so yeah, that was just out the love. That wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't him telling me like, "Hey, man, God's
Yeah.
called you to do music." It was like, nah, like God had just crossed our paths. Our paths crossed. He's like, work with this guy so that you can start to learn what it's like to be an artist,
Right.
and just to get around music, start to touch and feel and see what it's like to be around just equipment and sound and stuff like that. But as far as what you're saying, there were a couple people along the journey that said some really strong and profound words over my life. I don't want to necessarily share what they all said, but
Yeah, absolutely.
yes, for sure, there are some people along the journey that, man, I know that was from God. I know that was from God, and it was just really just more confirmation and just giving me the push to keep going forward and not quit.
Is there any line from any of your songs that still follow you to this day?
Man, that's a good question, because every song I make, I try to make it speak. Like, I don't want it to go to waste. So it's yeah, it's just so many. I guess we just have to go off the recent stuff. I mean, I got a song called Stay Motivated. I got a song called Give It to God. I got a song called It's Happening. Like, man, it's happening. Like, don't stress, don't worry. Like,
Right.
trust in what God told you. If this is truly from him, he's going to make a way. It may not seem like there's a way right now, but there is a way. It's happening. Just trust in his timing, trust in his plan,
Right.
and you'll have, your moment. So I would say it's happening. God been good to me way too long,
Mm.
so I know I'm gonna have my day, you know. So it's happening. It has to hook. It's happening. So that's one that just came up to mind. Another one's called "I Give It to God." Very simple and plain. I give it to God.
yeah.
I give it to God. What am I stressed for? I got that favor. He is a way maker. I trust in my Father. I give it to God.
From what I hear, maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of the songs, and from the few I've heard, "Stomping on the Devil," "I Did It," and even the one you're singing right now, do you do your hooks first or do you do your verses first? Because you seem like a very much a hook guy. Like you work on making that catchy, you work on making it memorable, you work on making it meaningful.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely focus on the chorus because that's the meat of the song.
Yep.
Like that is what is going to attach the listener and pull them into your music. So for sure, that hook is everything. That's the center. So, and then the verses, obviously, you know, I want to, you know, go hard on those as well too. But yeah, definitely that chorus. And also too, it just depends on how I'm feeling that day or whenever I'm in the studio. You know, there's some beats that are structured to where it's like, yo, this is just lyrical. Like we just gonna just go. You know, there may not be a hook in there. It may just me just, you know, spitting bars and whatever the case may be. But like I said though, for most of my music, it is centered around that chorus because as an artist, as an up and coming artist still, every time I grace the stage, I'm new to that crowd. They don't know who I am. Who is you?
Right.
So I gotta immediately get their attention. And how do you get their it's off that hook, man.
Yeah.
You gotta say something that's memorable. Man, stomping on the devil, stomping. Like, who's that artist again? Like, oh, it's Clearlanes. Man, let me go look at him. Let me go to his YouTube or go to his social media. Yeah, or I give it to God. I give it to man, you know, so yeah, for sure.
"Stomping on the Devil" got stuck in my head the very first time I heard it.
There you go.
We were driving to Walmart, and then we were shopping at Walmart, and he caught me singing it.
Yeah.
5 minutes after I played it, I was in Walmart singing it to myself. "Stomping on the Devil, stomping." So,
And if I can just get one, it's like I said, it's so many artists out there, so much music. If I can just get you to gravitate towards one song, obviously I want you to gravitate to all of them, but I know that's not realistic. If I can get you just as a listener to gravitate to one song, then I feel like I did my job as an artist. That's all we can really ask for.
You know, that's a special thing about making music too, and it's something where, like, you know, he heard your song and that got stuck in his head. There's something so beautiful about creating something that really can leave a long-lasting impression on somebody, because there's bands and artists out there that have no idea that there's a song that I listen to that gets me through my day, that I listen to their music whenever things get tough for me, and that inspires me to be great. And that's the beautiful thing about it, really, is the interactions that you can form with people.
Right.
I agree.
is there a song that you've made that you feel has been more, you've gotten more recognition for it, or it's been, people have reached out to you and like, yo, this song really meant something to me? Has there been one more than the other, or do you feel like it's kind of even throughout?
Throughout the seasons,
Yeah.
for sure, there may be a season, and it obviously goes down to, you know, what am I dropping, what am I releasing, you know, at that time, and they'll be like, man, yeah, We Too Deep. I like that song. That's more of a anthem-based song. It's kind of like a rallying the troops, getting the people together and walking together as one. You know, we too deep. Like, we're going to battle, we're going to war. I've heard that song. Obviously, "Stomping on the Devil" is another one. People gravitate towards that song. "I Did It."
Yeah.
I've heard that one as well. So there was another track I did a few years ago. What was it called? "God Over Everything." That was another one. So, like I said, I don't mean to like brag or anything like that, but it's just there have been certain periods where like there'll be certain songs that people will come back to me and be like, man, yeah, that song right there, man, yeah, I'm liking this. "Questions About Life," that's another one. And that's an old song. I just had somebody hit me up the other day, like, man, I still listen to that one song which you had, what was that, "Questions About Life"? I'm like, man, I dropped that song back in like 2022 or 2023. Wow. "No Limits" was another one. Yeah, it's like I said, it's been a few, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be able to have an impact on the people that I have, and you know, I'm just, you know, wanting to do that for more.
Is there a message from a fan that has stuck with you?
A message from a fan that has stuck with me.
Yeah, has anyone ever told you, hey, that song really it was more than just it made an impact on me.
Right.
Like it really touched
It's more
me.
than just a song.
It really affected me.
For me, and I think, and I can expect this just from the music that I make, people tend to like to listen to my music when they're working out.
Yeah.
I think for me, people say that my music gets them excited, gets them motivated, encouraged.
Right.
You know, like, man, that thing got me going, like feeling good, happy. You know, just getting them on their feet throughout the day.
Yeah.
So and that's expected, because like I said, that's the type of music that I've been making.
Right.
You know, so it's more along the lines of that per se.
Gotcha. So with the motivation, I definitely hear that in your music. Definitely is the allowing, picking me up, giving me, making me feel good, giving me some energy. Going into motivation and kind of taking a little bit left field, that motivation isn't always there. That motivation doesn't always exist. And for someone in your spot as an artist, when that motivation isn't there, how do you keep going? How do you, like you said, there's going to be periods where you're discouraged. There's going to be periods where you're maybe not getting that recognition. How do you fight through those periods? And what do you have to say to anybody else who may be going through those periods?
Faith and discipline. A lot of times motivation, you're right, a lot of times motivation comes and goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it's there, sometimes that fire is there, and then sometimes it's not. But when the motivation is there, you just use it as extra fuel. But it really comes down to faith and discipline.
Right.
It's no different than working out. It's no different than being in the gym or whatever it is that you're doing. There's going to be days that you're just not going to be feeling it. But you got to do it anyway.
Right.
Because that's what you called to do. That's what you signed up for. So it really doesn't even, it's not even, there's a lot of days I don't feel motivated to do music or
Right.
to be an artist or to post. It's part of the game. You got to do it. You know, if this is what you want to do, if this is something that you want to do long term, you just got to be dedicated and have that discipline. So feelings are out the door. They're out the way. Especially now, you know.
Right.
Yeah, especially now.
That takes a lot of maturity,
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you. Gratitude.
I will say a lot of your story is pretty inspirational from a maturity aspect, because you found God in your 20s. You started to do a lot of internal reflection, and I think a lot of people, it takes people years. Now, everyone's journey is
Right.
different, but sometimes it takes people a long time. Like you've mentioned before, people want to hide from God. People want to run away
Yes.
from maybe what their purpose is. And so I just want to say I'm impressed by the fact that you were able to listen, actually open your mind and take it all in, with you being younger. Because a lot of times, especially around younger crowds and the people in the world, it's easy to just turn away. It's easy to shy and just do what you want to do. And so that takes a lot of internal reflection. That takes a lot of looking inward on yourself.
Right.
Okay, I want to go back into your song, I Did It. And we mentioned it before. I just want to hear, what does that song mean to you? What do you want people to take away from the I Did It song? I love the line that you mentioned about how it's a mirage, and you're talking about that, because it recurs to me. And that was the line that stuck with me, is it's a mirage, and I kind of see that. I know what that line meant to me. Can you tell me what that line meant to you?
It's a mirage. So it's about the life that the world tells us that is good.
Right.
The glitz, the glamour, being
Yeah.
a celebrity, the lights, the fame, the money, cars, women, whatever the case. It's all a mirage. It's all an illusion. It's all fake. It's all meant to distract you from the purpose and the lane that God has for you. It's all a distraction at the end of the day. So that's what that line means. It's a mirage. Comparison. Comparing yourself to, other artists, or just in life, period. Co-workers, whatever it is that you're doing, it's all a mirage. Now focus on you, your timing, your chapter. And so yeah, like I said, it's a mirage, man. It truly is. It truly is.
And I think as oftentimes we as artists, we try to compare, like sometimes we try to compare ourselves to who's this big and who's that big, instead of realizing, hey, why can't you be as big as them without doing the things that they did? And so really changing the aspect of saying, like, hey, you don't need to do that. You don't need to look at the women, the cars, the glitz and the glamour. Find your own way, your own path to success, and how you feel about your success. And I think that the song really shows, like, hey, You could be whoever you want.
1,000%. 1,000. That's a great way to put it, for sure.
Christian rap sits in the middle between, I think, two cultures. And so I don't feel like it's fully accepted in the Christian world, and I don't feel like it's fully accepted in the rap world.
That's good.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel navigating that lane?
Christian rap is very new. I think it came around, in the late 1990s?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like what is this? We know where hip-hop came from. Hip-hop's still new, too. But as far as like now, Christian hip-hop is still evolving. I think it's still trying to push past barriers and doors that the culture has put on it. So I think in the 2010s, it was strictly just the Christian space.
Yeah.
The Christian community, the churches, the congregations, and it just stayed there. It really wasn't accepted in the world. I mean, you had your Lecrae's, who was a pioneer and trailblazer, who started opening those doors. What, Christians at the Grammys, and they're here, they're there, and they're more mainstream, which I think was a beautiful thing. But now it's taken off, and it's really now in that national spotlight.
Yeah.
And you still have those people who don't agree with that on both sides. So it's just the way things are. It's just the way that things are. You're not going to make everybody happy. Not everybody's going to agree with not everybody is going to agree with what you do or how you do it.
Right.
You have to be okay with that, because God has called us in our own unique. He has shaped and created us in our own unique way. We all have He has a plan. He has a purpose for us, and He has called us to reach certain people. He hasn't called us to reach everybody.
Right.
So your message isn't for everybody, and that's totally okay. Who I reach may be different than who you reach or vice versa. And that's okay. We're not called to reach everybody.
Your sound, your taste, and your identity. Going into your sound, can you describe to me, if I was someone who's never heard you before, how would you describe your sound to me? I know for a fact, I know I've listened to it, and what I was taken away from, before you answer, is how you were able to blend your aggressive delivery, but then you're still speaking of God. You're still, it's not coming off so aggressive. And then I also was intrigued because if you're not listening and you don't immediately, it doesn't just scream Christian rap at me. Right. And so I like that too, because you were able to subtly blend it in. You were able to find that style and make it your own.
Yes.
And so how is that? How are you able to, when you were in the studio, do you prefer to be more soulful? Do you prefer to come in and just, do you have it already like here sitting on your chest? Or when you walk in and you're recording, are you finding it as you're recording?
Well, I love how you put that as a consumer, how it doesn't come across as Christian, but I subtly just blend it in the way that it can be receptive and digestible. And that's the whole point. That's the type of music that I make and try to make. But when I'm in the studio, I definitely want to be soulful. I want it to come from, the heart. And so yeah, for sure. High energy in your,
Oh, I was just gonna say, as every good song should.
As every good song should, man.
And that just goes back to the part of being authentic too.
1,000%. But yeah, high energy, in your face, bouncy, lyrical. But I always want to leave you with a message. I don't ever want a song to go to waste. Oh, that was a good song. No, did it speak to you? Did it really speak to you? I want you to have fun with it.
Yeah.
And use it however you wish to get throughout your day. But I definitely wanted to speak to you, most importantly. So,
what is your favorite part of the entire artist journey, of the entire process? Do you like creating? Do you like recording? Do you like the editing, the content? Which part do you enjoy
that's
the most?
Tough. I really enjoy it all. From when the idea is sparked to, going into the creative process of writing, hearing the beat. Now, like I said, I make my own beats now, so producing the beat, just knowing how I'm going to sound on this track, knowing how I'm going the direction I'm going to take with it, to having the lyrics finished, to hopping in the booth, putting down the rough drafts, listening to it, and just letting it all come together. It's like a chef. It's like you just putting it all together into the finished product, getting it sent off to the engineer for mixing and mastering, to finally hearing the finished product, and you're like, man, like that was beautiful, you know. So if I had to pick, the finished product for sure, because it's the completion.
Yeah,
it's the completion, man. You like, man, it started out with an idea, and it led here. So yeah.
And you've got to put so much work in just to make a 3 or 4 minute song.
Right.
People don't realize that. Every little thing that goes behind it.
Yeah.
But even you finding the love in the process of it is a great thing just for yourself, because you're like, I love doing this, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Exactly. 100%.
I wanted to kind of take this conversation into a different direction. So you're an actor, you're a baller, and you're a rapper. What about you does the internet not know?
That I am very reserved. I'm introverted, and when I'm not doing those things, like I said, I'm very private. You know, and I just like to observe and just pursue life in that way.
Nice. Well said. What is it about? So I noticed that, you know, you do some acting, and is it just a side passion, or does it share the same pedestal as artistry?
It's getting there. Now, I didn't start out as an actor first. I started out doing music. Acting came later on, but as I have put in those years, put in that time and commitment to acting, it is definitely there. It's like, hey, okay, because like once I'm committed to it, and I'm going to give it the time that it deserves and it needs to reach the goal that we're trying to hit. So for sure, it's there. It's definitely up there with music. Yes, it just comes down to, okay, God, where are you calling me at in this season? Are you calling me to focus more on music and perform and create, you know, projects, or are you calling me to be on set more, doing films? You know, so it really just goes season to season, but I very much try to stay consistent with both.
So these callings that you hear and that you see every once in a while, what forms do they take?
Callings like from God or my faith? You said what do they usually?
What forms do they usually take? Is it like in the sense of, okay, well, let's say, you know, how you said it just depends on how you're feeling. Like, is it just an inside gut feeling that kind of points you in that direction? Or is it usually almost always an outside force that's coming in and being like, hey, I'm doing this, would you be interested?
It really comes down to what is in front of me at that moment, at that time. Because like I said before, you know, I'm always praying and saying, God, close what needs to be closed, open what needs to be open. I'm trusting him along the process that he is guiding my steps. So if an acting opportunity comes along, that I'm already trusting that God is the one that brought this into my life for this period, for this moment, for this season of my life. So let me focus on that. If it isn't music opportunity, same thing. So that's kind of how I treat it. 'Cause like I said, I love both of them, but I really just try to go off of the timeline of God, and that requires faith, because ultimately I don't know. But I trust that he has already been putting things on my path that he has called me to do in that season.
With acting, do you find it difficult to have to play a completely different character other than yourself? Do you kind of tend to go towards acting more like yourself, or are you pretty good at being able to just switch into a different mode?
I'm pretty good at tapping, because just like music, you know, acting it's an art. You know, you have to be okay with putting yourself aside and becoming this character.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself in that person's shoes. How would they feel? How would they respond? You know, what is their goal? What is their agenda? What is their motive? You know, so I try to factor all that in as an actor. Now I'll say this, there are some, you have to be more, being that I'm faith-based, you have to be more selective in the roles that you go out for. Obviously, I know I can't just do everything.
Yeah.
You know, some roles I'm like, all right, can't do that, you know.
Yeah, if they want you to be a partier person,
or
going crazy,
or like nudity, you know, whatever, like stuff like that. It's just like
stuff that goes
sex
against
scenes,
your morals.
it's just like, okay, you know, you can't, we don't want to cross those lines. So But I still believe that even in acting, because again, it's all creativity, it's all art. All these things come from God. So I believe that even in that, I can still glorify Him. So I've really been pursuing faith-based films.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
What was the most recent thing you've worked on?
the most recent thing, well, it was actually commercials.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing commercials, but as far as movie, it was He Heard My Cry, which is a Christian faith-based film. We just did the premiere a few weeks back, and it's out now on Tubi. Or no, it's out on. Excuse me, it's out on Relay, and it's out on the Remy Network. So you can catch it there. On
What was the
Remy.
name one more time?
He Heard My Cry.
He Heard My
And
Cry.
it's on streaming platforms Relay
Really?
and the Remy Network. And it actually just got picked up by a Hollywood Film Festival, I've been told, by production. So that's amazing. So it's getting out there, and it just released. So that one I did, and also called Step to This, which is like a lighthearted romance film. So drama per se. So that one as well. That one's in post-production. It's still being developed, but I was the lead role in that. So I'm very man. I'm very excited to see how the finished product.
What was your character's name as the lead role?
It was a minute ago. Jalen.
Jalen.
Was that your first lead role?
Yes, this was my Step to This was my first lead role, Jalen, and then He Heard My Cry. I played Michael, which was the main. I was the main character's ex-husband. Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome.
So that must be getting actually being the lead role, knowing that you are the backbone of the production. How do you deal with that pressure?
I didn't put no pressure on myself, honestly, man, because I knew.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I truly did. Now I know we talked off camera. I was saying like it wasn't like I wasn't in a big production and a bunch of money and just a bunch of eyeballs and expectations there. Like no, it's levels to this. So I was in a independent film. This was one of her first projects. So she reached out to me and said, hey, I think you'll be great for this role. And I said, it's a lead role. I said, man, thank you for this opportunity, because I need to work.
Right.
I had been doing a lot of supporting roles.
Yeah.
And I was ready for my first lead role, just a lot of speaking roles and just really be able to carry it. So I just went in there with an open mind and just the readiness to learn, and just go through that experience. Per se, versus putting a whole bunch of weight and pressure on myself, like, oh man, I'm lead role, I gotta do this. And it's like, no, I'm gonna have fun with this because I know that this is only the beginning. And at the end of the film, when I watch it back, I know there's gonna be some parts in there I'm like, I could have did that better, or ooh, I wish I went in that direction. But it's okay, I'm gonna learn. I'm a student, and I know the next time I get my lead role, I'm gonna be better.
So I'm going to take this little pause opportunity here to shake the room again, once again, and start us off with a new segment that we have decided to call Pass the Aux.
Okay.
Now, essentially what this new segment entails is I'm going to name a superlative. And the superlative is most likely to be this. You know how like in high school it was like most likely to be successful, most likely for this. The superlatives that I'm using, though, in this case that I'm going to use today in this case is most influential. And I just want you to name an artist of any genre, of any kind, that you find to be the most influential in your life.
So I don't have one currently now, but there was a period in my life that I did. It was NF. NF was very influential in my life. I actually went to his, and I don't even do this often. I actually went to his concert when he was in Dallas a few years back because I was just really, really drawn and appreciative of his music. So I would say NF, he was that guy for me.
Why so? What inspired? What made him influential?
It was just his brutal honesty, the way, but still coming with that passion and that energy that I like to have in my music. It was like workout music, but it was still real music. real pain, real things that I was going through at that time of my life, you know, and I was just like, man, this is really speaking to me, you know. So just the passion and the pain, and just he just really poured out the emotion in his music in a way that sounded and still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
You know, the production, just everything, you know. He has that underdog story to me that I can really resonate and relate to.
Right.
Is there a song of his that still sticks with you, or that meant a lot to you during that time that you favored?
I liked Therapy Session. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I like No Name, and I'm more of a album guy, so it's like
Yeah.
it's hard to memorize songs. Like
Okay.
Pandemonium, I think, was one of them that I really liked. Let me go back. Oh, Epiphany with him and Futuristic. I had that song on repeat like no other, man. So yeah, Epiphany. Yeah.
Epiphany.
Yeah. That one really helped me.
I'm gonna have to listen to that one. I don't
Yeah.
think I've listened to that one yet.
Yeah,
so.
that one was, and they actually dropped, it was like, what, 29? That was before 2020, I think, that they worked on that. So yeah, Epiphany.
I definitely was just curious, especially for people who don't listen in or anyone who doesn't know, because we all come from different backgrounds. I want to give people something to listen to kind of, you know, maybe see some of that inspiration came from, see where some of that message came from in delivery. I want to segue into another one of our segments, which is going to be called Leave the Light On. And we've done it for a few weeks now. And so the biggest thing for this is you've told us in one word why you make music. And I want to now shed the light on the person that may be sitting in that chair after you, the next local artist that we put the spotlight on. And so we have a card right there on the table, and I would like for you, it can be one word, it could be a question, it could be a statement, it could be anything, it could be a color. If you would just take a few minutes to write what you would like to say to the next artist that'll be sitting down. And it could be inspirational, it could be anything.
So you mean to write it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you will take a few seconds, no rush at all.
All right.
And then after that, after you've written yours, we're going to take the artist from last week.
Oh.
And you're gonna
Sorry,
the one.
say what?
No, it's that's
Write
the
it
one he's
on-
reading.
Yeah. Write on the one that has your name on it.
Okay.
And then yeah, that's just the one you'll be reading.
And then the one
this is the
there,
one I'm going to read for
this
me.
is the one you're going to read for you, for the artist that was here last week, and the
Okay.
message they wanted to say to you.
All right.
Perfect. We're going to keep that private until next week when the next artist comes on. Now, if you don't mind taking a second from the artist last week we had on, Jamil, and reading what he left for you.
Read what he said. Okay. If nobody listened to your music, would you still make music, and why? That's a good one. Being that my music was always meant to be for the people, and I know this goes against artist code, but and ethics, right? But I probably not, because like I said, this is for the people. This is for the people. This is ministry for me. You know, I'm not just doing it just to be doing it. Like, yes, do I love music? Of course. Do I love the process and creating? Yes, but it's for the people. It's for y'all. It's not, yes, it can be for me, yes, but it's for y'all.
Wow. I don't think most artists would say that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to say that, if I'm being honest. So, but I definitely understand the reason. I understand it because the whole point is to leave an impact on people, to have
Leave an
them,
impact, yeah.
you know.
He said nobody. Like, so it's
Yeah,
like, well,
yeah, it's true.
yeah,
So
well,
if you,
yeah. And I hope you guys don't take that the wrong way. This isn't for,
Absolutely
you
not.
know,
Yeah.
validation or whatever the case. Like, no, it's really coming from with pure intentions. Like, it's meant to leave an impact, make an impact, you know, on us, on the next generation, and whoever just comes across my music is meant to speak to you. So, you know, I'm just a vessel.
And you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that mindset. Would most artists disagree with you? Probably. I mean, let's not dance around that fact. Probably about 99% of artists would disagree with that. But that being said, though, at least you know yourself well enough as an artist to understand, okay, this is what I'm doing it for. And like you said, it's not like it's an ego thing. It's not like you're like, oh man, nobody's listening to my music, forget all this. No, it's just more of a thing where it's like, okay, well, nobody's hearing the message, so, you know, maybe it's time I just put it down. And it comes from a place of respect. So at least you're not, at least it's not a thing of pride. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's a good back dancer with a well reason. So
Absolutely.
I want to go now into, and we've only got a couple questions, but we went and we started asking the audience and people on our social media pages for questions that they would like to ask people in our Artist Spotlight podcast. And so I just want to run a couple questions by you and kind of see. Some of them are going to be generic. Some of them are, I have one that's a little more tailored towards you specifically. But the first question I want to ask is, when you drop a song, who are you most excited to share a song with and why? Or is there anyone?
No, nobody in particular per se. It's the people, you know. I'm always, it's the new listener, new listener. That's who I'm most excited to reach, the new listener. Yeah.
Awesome. You put your personal life private and you put your message forward. Where is the line between the man and the ministry?
That's a good one. I don't know if I can word that one right now.
Okay.
Where'd I put say it one more time just so I can
So you
process
put your
it.
message forward and you keep your personal life private. Where's the line between the man and the ministry? Are there times where you're not playing the Clearlanes character? Or is that something that you kind of keep on all the time? Is there a difference between you and Clearlanes?
I got you now. From a moral and ethics standpoint, no. Those got to be the same. They got to be cohesive. Like, but Clearlanes obviously is going to be a little bit more out there and a little bit more amped or animated and in your face per se. So at that side of it, yeah, sure. Of course, I take that cap off. When I'm in my personal life, like I said, I'm much more reserved, and it's just kind of a way for me to like download, or decompress. But Clearlanes, I'm very much, I'm giving myself to the world in a sense. I'm giving myself to the people. So, but yeah. But as far as, like I said, mindset, morals, ethics, values, beliefs,
It's all the same.
those are all the same.
All identical. Cool. And the final question I have from the audience, you wear all the caps. Do you enjoy wearing all the caps? Like you said, you're trying to produce your own beats now. You're an actor. You do all your content yourself. Do you enjoy wearing all the caps, or do you wish that you had other people that were helping you out? Or do you like having that control because creatively you know exactly what you're able to get? Or would you prefer a balance?
I think you got to learn, you have to go with where you're currently at. You may not have all the resources to get the engineer, to get the beat maker, to get the videographer. That all costs money.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to learn how to do stuff on your own. So I think that at times it's forced me to play these roles, which also, it's also a good thing.
Yep.
Because now you're expanding, you're growing. You're not just limiting yourself to being a songwriter or an artist or a vocalist, whatever. Now you're learning to make beats. You're putting more into your bag. So it's like, it just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, perception's everything, I think.
Perception, yeah.
Because you can always look at it as, oh, this is a tedious task I have to do.
Yeah.
Or you could look at it as, oh, no, this is something I have to do, but I want to do it because this is part of it. This is the next step.
I choose to look at it half full. I say, hey, I'm making beats now, man. Okay, cool. Like, now I don't have to, of course, if I want to, I can reach out to a beat maker.
Yeah.
But I know I don't have to. Push comes to shove. I know I can do all this on my own.
Right.
And if God, Lord willing, along the way, if he puts resources that around me that I can use to just lessen that load and I can just focus on this or that, then cool.
I like that. I wrestle, especially myself, with that fact because it is hard wearing all the caps sometimes. It is hard doing everything for yourself. And, I just go back and forth between, sometimes should I focus on one thing or should I continue to focus on the 5 things I'm doing? Would I be better if I wasn't a jack of all trades and I was just a master of one? I don't know if you've heard that quote, the jack of all trades is the master of none. But that's usually where that quote ends.
That's good, yeah.
A lot of the times, though, people leave out the end of it, which is the jack of all trades is a master of none, but he's oftentimes better than the master of one. And so what does that line speak to you? Do you agree with the fact that it's better to be the master of one thing or to know a little bit of everything?
Somebody had brought that up a few weeks ago, so I'm glad that you're bringing it up now. What about okay, you've mastered this, now it's time to learn
Right.
other things. I think that's more my mindset.
Okay.
Will I say I've mastered rapping? No. Obviously, I can always grow, be better, be a better lyricist, be a better rapper, better different cadences and flows and whatever the case may be in delivery. But I've grown comfortable in this lane enough to where it's like, okay, let's start, tapping into the other sides of music. So, I mean, can one thing take you far? Yes, it can. But I don't know. I don't want to put any limitations on myself. I don't want to just do one thing. I want to learn more, and that's why I'm glad that I am now picking up that side of music, not just being a rapper.
I like that.
And why should you put limitations on yourself?
Right.
Why put yourself in a box or chain yourself to the wall? Like, there's no point in that. I mean, just like
Exactly.
your songs say, you're capable of anything.
100%. Absolutely.
In seek of wisdom, maybe, if I were to put it into words, do you feel like that's a journey? You're in search of wisdom. I'd put that on myself, which is gaining all knowledge I can.
Yes.
I want to know a little bit of everything. I want to know a piece of this. I want to know a piece of that, because it's just more to be able to spread to others. That's the other thing too, is the more knowledge I can intake and understand, then the more I can take that and give it to someone else who maybe would have a harder time understanding it.
Have the main thing that you mastered, right? Have that always be the top thing, but then also in the process, learn some other stuff. It's gonna help you along the way.
Going into, and we're slowly coming down to a wind down. It's coming down to a close. I want to give you the chance to shout out anybody in your life that has meant something to you or that has helped you along the way. Is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to? Is there anyone that meant something to you, that has pushed you, or maybe someone that's important to you right now? Is there anyone that's helping you along?
Yes. Can they no longer be here? So there was a person in my life a few years ago. He's the one who actually believed in me early on as I was just getting into music, and he saw something in me. He saw my talent. He saw my faith, and I don't know. He just saw something in me, willing enough to give me a chance. He had an independent record label at the time, and he brought me on his team, and he invested in me, his time, his energy, his money, and it really helped me learn how to become an artist from being in studio sessions with engineers, what you want, what you don't want, music videos, how to move, just how to carry yourself as an artist, shows, and just getting that wisdom. This guy, he's no longer with us, man. Rest in peace. His name was Maestro. Is it okay if I say his first and last name?
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir.
George Dudley, also known as Maestro, man. Rest in peace to him. But he passed away about a year or two ago. But yeah, he's somebody that was very, very influential in my life. So for a few years that I got to experience with him. So him, for sure.
Shout out Maestro.
Shout out Maestro.
Shout out Maestro.
And also, I just want to offer my condolences.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Before we come to an end, is there anything else you want people to take away from you? Take away from this session? Anyone who's listening, is there any kind of message you want to leave with the people? Is there anything you didn't get a chance to say about yourself that you want to share with the world?
Well, just a message. God loves you. He has a plan and purpose for your life. For my non-believers, you don't have to do this life alone. This world is big, it's hectic, it's a lot. But you don't have to do this alone. Just know that there is a God out there that desires you, that wants you to be his, but you have to be willing to surrender in order to receive that. So, yeah, I would say that to my non-believers. To my believers, if you're going through a tough season, keep going, trusting that word, trusting what God has put in your mind and your heart and given you the gift to do. Don't leave this world without being empty. Leave it all out there and be who you know that you're destined to be.
I want to start this the same way we ended it, which was when you came on and before you came on, we asked you in one word why you made music. And that word was
Purpose.
purpose. Through our entire conversation, through this entire story, that is what I want the audience to take away, is just to remember that word, purpose. To remember the conversations and remember what it was when you said that word. And hopefully that can spread to people, like we said at the beginning, that are still searching for their purpose, that are still trying to find their way. Because this is for the people. This is for them. This is your music, like you've said, is for them. And it's to be able to spread that inspiration, that spread that motivation. Clearlanes, I just want to say thank you for coming on with us. We appreciate your patience today. We appreciate you being able to share your story with us. The whole point of this Artist Spotlight is because your story matters before the numbers do. And we just wanted to give you a chance to be able to shed a light on some of that story and see it as you're going. Because a lot of people want to know the story after the fact, after you've made it. And what we're trying to do is document it during the fact.
Wow.
Because we believe that that's more important than after the fact. Because after the fact, you can embellish everything. You can make it seem better than what it was. This is the real. This is who you are right now. And a lot of the times, you see that quote often, which is you don't know you're in the good old days until they're already gone.
Wow.
Right.
And so that's kind of the idea of this whole thing, which is documenting those good old days, just if they happen to be in that happening right now.
That was beautifully well said, man. Yes, thank you guys so much for the opportunity and just seeing something in me and just giving me the opportunity to share my story, my beliefs, my ideas, on your platform. So thank you guys. Gratitude.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you,
It's been
sir.
an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely.
Gratitude, and
Absolutely.
we appreciate
Gratitude.
you. Thank you guys for tuning in to Original Minds, an Intrisio podcast. This has been another week of our Artist Spotlight series, and this has been Clearlanes. We appreciate you coming, sir. Y'all make sure to go stream his new song, I Did It, Stomping on the Devil. Remember to go check out those short films. Remind me one more time the name and the streaming service the short film is on.
Yes, He Heard My Cry is on Relay Network, it's on Relay and it's on Remy Network. And also, too, I want to add, I have a new single coming out in August called Lace Up. Pretty much lace up your boots. Put on your game shoes. It's time to go to war. It's time to go to battle. So that'll be out on all DSP platforms coming soon.
Heck yeah. Y'all make sure to check out for that. Check out Clearlanes.
Check out
the Original Minds podcast and give this man give him some of your time. Listen to his music. Listen to the message and let us know what speaks to you. Do you hear that purpose? Do you hear that journey? And let us know in the comments down below. Y'all stay tuned. We'll see y'all next time, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Hey. Like I said, I played basketball, I played sports my whole life. So you learn about work ethic. You learn about grind, dedication, commitment, not quitting when things get tough. So that stuff was instilled in me, since I was a little kid. So absolutely, when I was done playing, I just took what I had learned through basketball and just translated that over to music. It's the same thing, So yeah, I mean, and it's just not sports or music, that's life.
Right.
You got to carry those traits in life.
Right.
Man. So
There ain't nothing in this world that doesn't require hard work. No great dream out there. No anything that you got. Yeah, you got to work hard for it. You got to work hard for it.
absolutely.
Going back to your basketball, was it difficult to make that switch? Was it difficult in your heart to put that ball down and decide to completely? You spent, I'm assuming you're 21, 22 in college, so you're spending 20 years with one dream,
Yeah.
and then you have to you decide to start on a new vision.
Man, that's a good question. And honestly, I really never revisited that period in my life to ask myself that question. It was just kind of like I just knew. I just knew the way that I was finishing my career. I just felt like it was time to put the basketball down.
Maybe not giving it up, end of a chapter kind of.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a part of the story.
And the beautiful thing about it, is that towards my basketball career, that was around the time that I had found God, or God had found me. So my mindset, my perspective just started to shift on what I felt called to do. So in a way, was it hard? Sure, the flesh, of course, like you spend so much time and hours on this thing, and now it's hey, it's time to give it up. And I don't know, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was super easy, but I mean it wasn't difficult. Yeah.
I like what you said there. The flesh, almost like the ego.
Yes.
That was the part
Yeah.
of you that was hurting, but then you looked past it. You looked beyond yourself,
Yeah.
and that's what made you come to that realization. That's beautiful, man.
Absolutely, man. Glory to God, man.
If you don't, and maybe it's too personal or too deep of a question, but you mentioned that you found God in your 20s. Would you be willing to kind of expand on that time period or that moment? What was it that pushed you a little towards that? Or
Yeah, man. So
like I said, if you're willing, like I said, I know that can be very deep and personal.
yeah, I'll say this. You know, I was typical college kid, doing what college kids do.
Yeah.
You know, living that lifestyle. You know, I was a basketball player, so you know, I was one of the. I wouldn't say I was like popular kid on campus, but you know, I was a part of something. I was
Yeah.
part of a clique. I was part of a team, and people knew that. It was like, oh yeah, that's so and so. So
Yeah.
we had more access to things than you know your regular college student would per se. We were more well liked per se because we just had that favor because that's just how sports. That's just the power that sports has on universities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, I was going left, man, and I did some things that I'm not too proud of, and then I just had I just had a moment, man. God just like reached down and said, man, you need to change your life. You're going down the path of destruction, and you need to turn from your ways. But he said, I love you, and I have a plan and purpose for your life, and I'm grateful that my heart was not cold. I'm grateful that my mind wasn't, hardened to the idea, because I know a lot of people, God will call them and they'll resist. And like, nah, I want to do what I want to do, and the more that you reject God, the harder it is to accept him later on down, because he'll keep trying.
Right.
As long as you got breath in your lungs and life in your body, he'll keep trying. But I don't know. For me, I just got on that first time because I knew what I was doing, and I knew it was against, his laws, his rules, to the human race, and I just knew it was time, So, yeah.
So you have inspirations. You mentioned Nipsey, Kendrick, Cole. You told us beforehand NF as well. For someone who hasn't listened to your music, do you feel like your style falls into that? Or is the inspiration?
Yeah, a
easily
little
correct you
bit,
there?
a little bit. Yeah, because we're influenced by what we grow up on, what we listen to. So at that time of my life, that's where I spent. That's what I spent most of my time listening to, those guys. So yeah, for sure.
How would you describe your music if you were to put it?
I would say, obviously, faith based. You're gonna know where I stand when it comes to my beliefs. Aside from that, motivational, inspirational, conscious. I want to speak to your soul. I'm not just trying to catch a vibe. I'm not just trying to. I'm very intentional with my words. So I want every line to speak and have meaning and purpose behind it. In the form of music, all wrapped around a beat. So, but yeah, I would say my music is soulful as well too. There's gonna be a lot of energy. It's performance ready.
Definitely.
So a lot. I would say most of my music translates very well to the stage.
I hear that for sure.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that.
for
It's
sure.
very I can immediately
For
first time I
sure.
heard one of your songs, I was like, oh, I can see him on stage doing this.
Yeah. No, that's intentional. And for me, and it's just part of my lifestyle too. Like, it symbolizes me as a person. Like me, I'm active. I play ball. I do this. I do that. So for me, it's like I want my music in a way to reflect who I am too, as a person. It's like, oh man, this guy's energy, and yeah, I'm the same way on stage. I'm bouncing. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm getting you guys, amped up and excited about this show. So yeah.
Thank you. I'm going more into your music and going into songs that you've made. We're actually going to play one of your songs that you mentioned, which is If I Did It, or I'm sorry, it's I Did It.
I did it.
I did it, not
Yes.
If I Did It. I did it. And so we're just going to play a few seconds of that. We're going to listen to it, and then I kind of just want to talk about that song and
Let's do
maybe
it.
get a little deeper into it.
Okay.
That's on me. I forgot to look it up.
Hmm?
That's on me. I forgot to look it up.
I know.
That was,
Is this on the before the Breakthrough EP? Yeah.
Is there a video for that one too?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know there was a video for that.
Yeah, there's a video for
So
it.
that's hook verse hook. That's not the full song. Just FYI. Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly.
This will be nice to put in the video.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I was listening to your song, I Did It.
Mhm.
You kept saying it's a mirage. That kept repeating back over to me.
Yeah.
That was the line that stuck out to me. What do you mean by that? What is?
It's a mirage, lights and the fame, like being a celebrity, like the glitz and the glamour, the thing that we all pursue as people, or what the world tells us. Hey, this is the life. This is what you should chase and pursue. You know, anything to gratify, satisfy the flesh. It's a mirage, basically. Like it's an illusion. It's not real. You know, like yeah, you're gonna seek and chase these things, and then you're gonna get there and realize this wasn't what I thought it was. This is what I signed up for.
Yeah.
So it's a mirage, because ultimately, God, that's not his purpose for you. That's not what he cares about. He doesn't
Right.
care how famous you are, how successful you are.
Yeah.
He cares about, do you know him? How are you living your life? So that's what I mean by it's a mirage.
Okay. And what else from that song? What were you trying to say with that song? What are you wanting the audience to take away from that?
So in the hook, I say I did it. Basically, the trials and tribulations of being a man of faith, right? This isn't an easy walk. This is not an easy walk. Following God it's very, it can be very challenging. So basically, when I'm saying like I did it, like man, those hard times, those hard seasons that I went through, I did it. I overcame it. It didn't stop me. It didn't delay me. It didn't pull me back from where God was trying to take me. Like I overcame it. That's what I mean by I did. It's like a victory lap song. It's like a celebration. Like man, we did it. We crossed the finish line. We here. We still standing strong. So that's what I mean by like I did it. It's not like it's not a self glorification song. It's just a celebration of man. I walked this walk, and I'm living this life. That is, pleasing to the Father. So
Go ahead, Sonia.
That's honestly something really special. I mean, it puts a lot of meaning behind the lyrics, and it goes hand in hand with what you say about inspiration. And like you were saying, that's very pleasing to God because you're shedding the ego part. You're getting that pride out of there. There's just, like, yeah, you can have a slight pride in yourself, but not in the way that you should be flexing it. Like how you're saying here, like it's just supposed to be something that's inspirational. Like, hey, I did it, so everybody else can do it too.
Exactly. And a lot of times with my music, as a matter of fact, most of the time with my music, like yes, I'm the vessel, I'm the one saying it.
Yeah.
Like I did it, but it's really like no, you did it. I want you to say I did it. It's not just me. It's for all.
Yeah. Calling people out in a good way.
Yes.
Yes.
If a listener isn't a believer, you still want them to take away from your music.
Hope.
Okay.
Hope. And even though they're not a believer, I do want them to know that there is a God out there who loves them, who has called them, who desires to have them with him. And I want them to know that they have a destiny. Many people are walking around lost. What do I want to do with my life? And I just want that non-believer to know that that God has a purpose for them.
Absolutely.
Like you don't have to do this walk alone. You don't have to do this walk alone. So we have a helper, but it requires faith. And it requires surrenderance.
That right there, that's what I want to focus on. To somebody who has never gone through that experience, it's downright frightening to give up that control, to tell yourself that I'm not in control of the situation, and I need some guidance. That's something that is absolutely terrifying for somebody. So as somebody who's gone through that experience, what would you say to somebody who's scared to release?
That's a tough question to answer because I'm still in that journey.
Yeah.
I'm still in that journey, man. But I would say I believe it's worth it. I truly believe it's worth it. When on the other side, I'll definitely be able to be like,
It was
man,
worth it.
go
Yeah.
for it. But I would say, I would just tell that person it's worth it. But it's hard to really form the best answer to them because I'm still on that journey. You know, and I'm not ashamed or I'm not ashamed to say that or to admit that.
There's days when you're able to give up control, but then there's days when you still want to run. You want to drive the boat.
Yeah.
And that's, I think for any believer, it's gonna. There's
still-
days when you're like, no, I know what's best for myself, and then.
Exactly. I'm still human. We're still human at the end of the day. You know. Yes, I believe I have a spirit inside of me, but I mean, I still have this flesh that's dying daily. You know. So, and it's that war. It's that war. You know. The war of the mind, you know, the war of the ways of God. So, yeah.
Stomping on the devil, stomping on the devil, stomping on the devil, stomping on the devil. He ain't on my level, he ain't on my level. He ain't on my level, he ain't on my level. Stomping on the devil, stomping on the devil, stomping on the devil, stomping on the devil.